Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about a team that people outside of Germany might not know have had their struggles recently. Hidden by the absolute crisis that's happening at Schalke, Werder Bremen have also dropped into the second division. Of course they didn't perform anywhere near as badly as Schalke did, but today we're looking at them, how you can have a fun save with them on either FIFA 21 while they're still in the Bundesliga, or on FIFA 22 when they're in the second division. Now I've played quite a few games online using Werder Bremen, so I've got a good idea of what kind of strengths the squad has. I'll be talking you through that, some transfers I would suggest you make, the weaknesses of the squad, a little bit about the club so you can get more immersed if you do try this save, and anything else that I can come up with while we're recording this video. So a little bit of a background into the history of Werder Bremen and why you should care about them and make them a good save. So the club was actually founded in 1899 by 16 high school students. The students had won a football as part of a tug-of-war competition, so that could be an element that you bring into your save, maybe going for very strong players because of this origin story. Now the name Werder is not actually a very common word in Germany, it means river peninsula. They chose the Werder part of Werder Bremen because their original stadium was alongside the Weser River in Germany. Now they play at the Weser Stadion, similarly named because of this river. As I record this, still in FIFA 21, they're playing a 5-3-2 formation. Unfortunately, two of the best players in the squad have actually left the club. So this is Milot Rashica, who's gone to Norwich for around £10 million, and David Selke, who's gone to Hertha Berlin after his loan ended last season. The finances at Bremen are very tight at the moment, with only around €405,000 being spent, despite them making over 10 million in transfer departures this season. This is along the lines of what you'll get in FIFA actually. You start off with £10.8 million, and honestly a pretty good, although kinda slow team. Their main weaknesses are Augustinsson and Gebre Selassie on the wing-back positions. They've both got around 65 to 70 pace, and centre-backs Friedel and Velkovic are also not that great. Toprak of course used to be a FIFA favourite, and he is still pretty good on the game. So these are the first couple of areas you're going to need to strengthen if you either want to remain in the Bundesliga on FIFA 21 or get back to the Bundesliga as soon as possible on FIFA 22. I'd recommend at least one faster centre-back and possibly one faster wing-back. Although last year's captain Gebre Selassie has now left the club, so you'll probably be playing Felix Agu in one of these full-back positions. He's absolutely rapid and he does have very good potential, so I'd recommend keeping him in the starting lineup just to see how he progresses. Up front you've got Josh Sargent, who has a lot of potential. He's American and I've used him in a couple of saves. He's actually a really good player, so I recommend you try and develop him instead of selling him off, despite his reasonably high value for the overall rating that he has. The only other striking options at the club are a very old Yuya Asoka, Niklas Füllkrug, who's also not that great, Johannes Edstein, who's just returned from loan in Austria, and then a couple of younger players who are worth developing because they do have high potential in Eren Dinky and Abdengo Nankishi. Finally, because this formation only really has 4 areas that you need to look at, strikers, central midfielders, centre-backs and wing-backs, we're going to be looking at the midfield situation. Now there's actually quite a lot of choice here. You've got Maximilian Eggestein instead of his brother Johannes playing in central midfield, but you've also got Leandro Bittencourt, who is very good on FIFA, high agility, good on the ball. Nicholas Schmidt's not too bad either, so you're not going to really need to strengthen the midfield to get out of the second division. You're mainly going to need 2 wing-backs and possibly another striker. In real life there's actually a bit of an injury crisis going on, so you've got Jiri Pavlenka, Milos Velkovic, Nikolai Rapp, who's a new signing, Kevin Mowald, Leandro Bittencourt, Eric Dinky, as I previously mentioned, all out injured at the moment. So maybe you're going to have a look at that. If you've got quite a lot of injury prone players, you might need to strengthen by buying some depth rather than actual first class talent. So that's the situation in Bremen. They might not be as glamorous as a save to choose as Schalke, but I think they're going to be just as fun. Werder Bremen is definitely a big club. They've had some big names in the past couple of seasons. You might know Hugo Almeida, Naldo played there for a while, Aaron Hunt was pretty good, Ivan Klasnic, and also former Peruvian striker Claudio Pizarro. All very good players. It's up to you to add new talent to this list, and I think you've got what it takes. I'll leave it up to you to choose if you want to do a Werder Bremen career mode, but I highly recommend it, and I think you should at least have a look at it before you start your final FIFA 21 career or your first FIFA 22 career. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more team guides for FIFA 21 and FIFA 22, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be very soon. Thanks all for watching, and goodbye.